Hi everybody, welcome back. We're here at the Brad's Raw Foods Chip Factory with founder Brad, and we're going to ask him some questions about this delicious raw snack empire that he has built. So Brad, thank you so much for joining us today.
And thank you for coming to my place. This is great. You brought all your equipment. It looks beautiful here.
So let's start back in the beginning. Before you had this lovely empire of delicious raw snacks, what was your life like before all of that?
Oh boy, that's a big story. Well, number one, I was never in the food industry. You know, this is really the first time I ever got in the food industry. So before I was in the corporate world, in the telecommunications and, you know, a typical American standard diet, the way I look at it to be, never really thought about food that much, and just it was eating a lot of meat, you know, eating a lot of cooked food, not a lot of fruits and vegetables.
So was there a big life event or something that happened that propelled you into raw foods and a healthy lifestyle for you?
Yeah, there definitely was. Number one, I was in the telecommunications business, and there was a big collapse in that whole thing. So I was kind of getting out of that career and just thinking about what am I going to do next in life. And it just, at the time I was 40 pounds heavier than I was right now. That's when I stumbled across the raw food diet, and just, you know, didn't know anything about it at all. My aunt was involved in it. She was just learning more about the raw food diet just to lose weight. She had given me this disc, and it was called Eating, and it was put on by a couple doctors. And I'm like, it's probably somebody selling something. She goes, no, Brad, it's really not. It's just these doctors really talking about, you know, just people's health in general, you know, the diabetes rate, the overweight, and just all this. So they were just saying, eat more living, live food. And something clicked. And the next day, seriously, just about, I went 100% raw.
Oh my gosh, overnight, just like that, from not knowing anything to instantly.
It's the way I usually not going to do things. I mean, I probably wouldn't recommend that to somebody, but, you know, within 3 months, I lost 40 pounds.
That's incredible.
You know,
wow.
and I have never felt so better in my life, you know, just like, wow, I felt like I was glowing almost. My skin was just so clear. Yeah. So it really made me, you know, want to stick to it. And I ended up doing it for a whole year, 100%. Yeah.
And was it in that year that became the inspiration for starting to make chips because you wanted to eat something crunchy, something maybe with like a cheesy flavor? Is that where that came from?
Well, the chips did come from just eating something crunchy. You know, green smoothies and salads all day long. You wanted a little bit more of a crunch, you know. And so I would make a batch of these chips for myself about once a month, you know, because they're all dried, and I just put them in a bag, and it would last me about a month. And you know, I ate those for actually years, really, before I ever thought about selling one.
Wow.
You know. So.
Did you ever give them to other people and they said, you should sell these?
Totally, that's how the idea really came.
So how did that start? When you started, was it like you were making them in your house with your personal dehydrator? And then, you know, now we're in your chip factory, right? So there's clearly been an evolution in 3 years, but what was the beginning point? What did that look like?
Exactly what you just said. That's what I did. I would just make them myself, you know, right in there. Like I was just making them up in my place, you know.
Wow.
And then I went from there. Then once I started selling them in a farmer's market, I actually converted a one-car garage right on an organic farm, just right around the corner from here, and start selling them right out of a one-car garage, and that's how we got started.
Are people really surprised to find out that your products are made from fruits, vegetables, nuts, and seeds, and that's it? It probably is really surprising to a lot of people that you can get these flavors and textures from raw foods. You know, that must blow people's mind.
As I would go to the farmer's market and people would come up and they were, you know, just so intrigued, and I would just tell them what it was. I said, it's just vegetables and seeds. And they're like, they didn't get it. What do you mean? I said, it's not baked and it's not fried. Well, what is it?
How is that possible? Yeah.
So it was just so neat to really be able to communicate that story to everybody and educate them about dehydration.
We're in this beautiful space that you've been using as really a hub and a community center to educate people. Can you tell us a little bit about that and maybe some things you have on the horizon?
Yeah. Well, number one, just about this beautiful space, you know, I have to really give a lot of credit to my sister and my brother-in-law. They really are the artsy side of my family, you know. But it was just really fun, just working with them and creating this space. And what this is really about is just, it's mainly for the community to really, I feel that I have learned so much, is to be able to educate other people, So I bring in other spokespeople that are in maybe even more educated in raw foods than I am.
Brad, thank you for telling us your story, and we're gonna actually get to make some food with you right now. So what are we making?
We're gonna make a green smoothie and we're gonna make some kale.
Excellent, let's go.
Let's go.